It's once again time for that AEW Dynamite recap show with the Drip King, Jimmy Bebe. So let's get it going right now. The show is starting with Jon Moxley taking on Wheeler Yuta. They had to do a little switching up because a little somebody got into trouble early in this day. We won't even give him the attention that he doesn't deserve. We'll just go into the fact that it was a second option here. Not a bad match to start off. The highlight, though, obviously being Danhausen being at ringside. He has now aligned himself with the Best Friends, I guess. Not a fan of that, but maybe it'll make me like the Best Friends because Danhausen is that dude. On top of Danhausen being out there, obviously the highlight of the match is when Moxley is out on the outside and Danhausen cursed. Jon Moxley is cursed. He didn't lose the match, though, so we'll see how that curse works out in the future. But Jon Moxley picks up the win. Nobody, I don't think, thought that wasn't going to happen. After the match, though, things get a little bit interesting because we get Bryan Danielson in the ring, and he has some things to say to Mr. Moxley. He says, look, I think you were the best champion AEW's had. I agree. He then says that if you had the support behind you, you might still be champion. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But he basically is extending his hand to Moxley, saying, if you and me were to get together, we could run this place. We shouldn't have a millennial cowboy as the champion. Yep. We shouldn't have a dinosaur as the tag team champion. Yep. We shouldn't have a vlogger, who I'll add this little part, sticking his tongue out all the time, as the TNT champion. If me and you were to get together, we could take all that. We could take someone like Wheeler Yuta and remove him from that joke of best friend nonsense. Yep. And we could just run this place. He goes, I'm going to give you time to think about it. He reaches his hand out to shake it. Moxley doesn't do it. He goes, all right, you don't have to give me an answer now. And he leaves Moxley thinking about it. Please make this happen. A Bryan Danielson stable where you get people who are no nonsense just running through all the jokes in AEW would be beautiful. We need this. Please make it happen. Throw in Daniel Garcia and Lee Moriarty and 2.0 rules. Throw them in there too just because they're already with Garcia. Make that happen. This would be awesome. I'm co-signing it right now. Drip King Bebe approved. Make it happen. Good opening segment after an okay, semi-decent match. From there, we get an MJF Punk video hyping the match up for the night. Not their best work, but it was a good hype video. If you didn't know what was going on, you got a glimpse as to how serious this feud was. Commercial break, come back, Brandy Rhodes. I'm going to go ahead and do the chant that the crowd was doing. Shut the up. I love it. Chicago, I love you. I love you so much. Tell that woman what it is. She's interrupted by Dan Lambert, who I personally enjoy. Again, I know it's not a fan favorite. People get tired of seeing this man. I think it's hilarious. He hit her with the, I feel like, when I'm in the ring with you, Brandy, I actually feel like a decent human being. I understand what he means because Brandy Rhodes sucks. 150% sucks. From there, Brandy jumps slapping him. Dan Lambert says, look, I would love to slap you back, but I got someone to take care of it for me. In comes Paige Van Zant. They get into it, and the women's locker room comes out. They separate them. If this match happens and Paige Van Zant doesn't rip Brandy's head off within 15 seconds, shame on AEW and shame on whoever let that happen. It's boo-boo. I want to see Paige just wreck this woman and take her off TV for the ever. No more Brandy Rhodes, please. You heard the crowd. Shut the up and get the out. That's what I say. From there, though, we go to the back, and it's Matt Hardy. He's mad at Private Party because they couldn't beat Jurassic Express. And then in comes Andrade. He's mad that they didn't win either because they got that business arrangement, and he's not happy with what's going on. And then Matt says, well, Isaiah Cassidy has a match against Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. The other member private party's like, man, that should be me. He goes, no, you lost, blah, blah. That's what happened. Skip it. Bye. No more Matt Hardy on the TV, please. He can join the Brandy Rhodes train right on over to Dark or wherever, so I don't have to watch it no more. Please get rid of the terrible TV right there. Come back. We go to a commercial break. Come back. We get a Malachi Black and Brody versus the Penta and Pac tag team match. Pac comes out. He got the thing over his eyes. He's blind. He's having the dude lead him out to the ring. He starts off the match with Malachi. Malachi's doing the whole, you can't. He's checking to see if he's really blind. He tries a few things. Pac sees it. Then eventually Pac ends up pulling the thing off. He's not blind at all. Okay. I feel like that was pointless, but whatever. The match itself was decent. It's worth the time. Check it out. It ends when the referee gets distracted by, I think, Penta getting knocked over, and then Malachi Pac got knocked over, and then Malachi spits the mist into Penta. Then they do the double team suplex power slam move. 1, 2, 3. Malachi and Brody win. Right decision in my opinion. Malachi push him to the moon. Sorry, Cameron Grimes, I'm taking it from you. From there, we go to Adam Cole in the back, and he's letting you know, I'm still undefeated. I didn't lose to Orange Cassidy. That don't even matter. And he's right. We're gonna wipe it from our existence. It never happened. We're never gonna speak about it again. Almost like we don't talk about Goldberg beating Bray Wyatt at that one-time show that just never happened. That's how we're gonna act. That match didn't happen. Adam Cole saying, you're going to see a new man around here because I'm tired of playing these games. All this stuff that we was hearing on the internet, the Twitter machine, people say, he's a joke, he's a joke. Well, he's referencing it. He's letting you know the jokes are over, and he's going to beat, I can't remember, one of the Dark Order guys on Rampage. He's going to murk this man, and Adam Cole is going to be the Adam Cole we need to see in AEW. You heard it from me. You heard it from that man himself. That's the truth, baby. Commercial, come back. Nyla Rose, Ruby Soho, solid women's match. Loved it. Very entertaining. Very good story being told. Nyla ends up picking up the win when she hits a senton onto Ruby's back. I think Soho botched something towards the end when a kick that she missed. She meant to miss. I don't know. It looked awkward. But outside of that one issue, the match was great. I enjoyed it very much. Good match. Worth your time. After that, they go right to the back, and the Jungle Boy gets attacked by the Ass Boys. Then they throw him into the snow, and then they run off. All these dudes out there in the 3 feet of snow, the negative 10-degree weather, they don't wear no shirts. They're all gonna get sick. It's crazy. It was a heel move like a mofo when they throw the little Jungle Boy into the snow. I mean, he don't know about snow. He's from the jungle. Anyway, that's what happened there. They're hyped. I like that they're building up the Ass Boys and Jurassic Express thing. It's good that they're getting that attention because at one point they were like 58-0, and they were just treated as a joke. I like it. Push them. It's deserved in my opinion. From there, we go to a Hangman Page interview, and he's talking about, I've been champion for 81 days, I believe he said. I've only defended this title twice. I'm sick of it. I wanted the challenger 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't had a match. Lance Archer, get your butt out here right now. Out comes Dan Lambert. He says some stuff about Indians. It missed the mark in my opinion. I think it was silly. And then out comes Lance Archer. They get into it, and at one point Dan Lambert distracts Hangman, which allows Archer hit him in the back with a chair, pulls him out. He puts the steel steps on the side, and then hits a choke slam on Page on it. Very cool spot. I like that one. And then from there he picks him off the blackout, carries him around the ring, and then blackouts him through a table. Awesome stuff. Archer looks like a beast. That's what they've needed to do. We know he's not winning the AEW title. We just need Hangman to look like he's in danger. And I think they've done a good job there. Again, co-signing this one, Jimmy approves. I'm looking forward to the Texas Death Match, which I believe is next week. From there, we get a Jericho promo in the back. He's boo-hoo crying because Ortiz and Santana didn't tag him in. He's like, is this because of Eddie Kingston? Yes, it's because of Eddie Kingston, you moron. Then he's talking about, I'm calling a mandatory meeting in the ring next week with all the members of the Inner Circle. Good. I hope they jump this old man. They get him off the TV along with Matt Hardy and Brady Rhodes. But we want to see you right now, Jericho. You're overstage, welcome. Bye-bye. But that's happening next week, Inner Circle meeting. I don't really care what happens. From there, we go right into the main event, and this match was given time. I think it was given like 45 minutes, and I was curious to see how long Punk would last. You know, he's kind of looked gassed a few times. He lasts the entire time. We got a great match. I'll hit some spots that I thought were good. Punk played the crowd great. It's Chicago. You know what's going to happen. He hits the scoop slam 4 times. Crowd's one more time. Good stuff from there. He goes and takes a break. Props up. So, we get to the point they go out to the side, and he held MJF so a fan could do a chop on him. That was a really cool spot. I like that. He missed a shoulder thrust in the corner, hurt his arm. So MJF, the methodical wrestler this man is, he zoned in on that arm and just picked it apart. Good stuff. Punk ended up hurting his knee at one point. I think he dove and landed on his knee. So then after that, MJF attacked his knee. So a few times, CM Punk went for the GTS. He couldn't do it because his arm hurt or his knee gave out. Really good selling, really good psychology going on there. At one point, MJF was in the corner. He pulled the ref over, and Punk couldn't get to him. So then the ref does something. MJF is pulling out his tape, and then he chokes Punk and then hides it so the ref can't see it. Chokes him out in the middle of the ring. They do the 1, 2, and then everyone's expecting like, oh no, the 3. No, 3. It's over. Punk's out. This is my reaction when this happened. I'm shocked. I could not believe this shit happened. Blew my mind. They go to raise his hand. The tape falls. Ref sees it. Goes, no, not today. He goes and restarts the match. MJF's like, what the? And then gets rolled up. 1, 2. He kicks out though. I was like, man, they better not do that shit again. From there though, more psychology and it's just good stuff throughout this match. It was really well. The story was so well told in this match. And Punk ends up hitting the top rope pedigree. It looked a little bad because I know what he's taking. A flat pedigree off the top rope, that would be nuts. But went back to his knee, so he couldn't cover him. Good sell on that. Gets to the point at the end of the match. MJF rolls to the outside. You see Wardlow coming down, and I'm just like, it's happening. He's gonna do it. He's gonna turn on MJF. It's happening. He steps over MJ, gets in Punk's face, then walks to the side. Punk throws MJF in. Punk goes back in. He goes to do something. Wardlow gets on the rope. Ref's like, what are you doing? As before that, I guess he had slid the ring into MJF as this is happening. MJF puts the ring on. Punk turns around, clocks him. Wardlow gets down. Ref turns around. MJF covers him. 1, 2, 3. Twice in one night. He choked CM Punk out in Chicago, and then he pinned him 1, 2, 3 in Chicago. Why? MJ, and then afterwards, I love this moment. MJF was huddled up over Punk, and you could tell he was just this is the greatest moment of MJF's life. You could just tell they were sharing a little moment there. It's good to see that at the end of this feud. The feud's been fantastic. The match could have. I don't want to say could have been better. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great payoff match. Whether it's over or not, I don't know, because there's a pay-per-view in 4 weeks, so we'll see. But if it was the end, for now, I'm good. I think it was done very, very well. And again, I really enjoyed seeing the moment between the two at the end. Kind of like The Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 19, when he said thank you to Austin for everything he's done. So it was a nice little moment. That was the show. It ended with MJF doing the Indian style sitting in Chicago after just beating CM Punk. I'm still kind of in a little bit disbelief that not only did he choke him out, but he also pinned him. But he put MJF over. So all you little trolls on there, I bet you thought he gonna put MJ. He did. So zip it, shush, as my man Chan Gable would say. Good episode of Dynamite, I believe. Maybe not quite as good as last week's. I thought last week's was fantastic, but it wasn't a crazy step down. It was still a good episode. I don't think there's much for you to skip. If you're watching the highlights, though, obviously the Punk match, it's 45 minutes. That might be the only time you got. The Bryan Danielson, I'm sorry, I'm still having a hard time getting used to that. The Bryan Danielson situation was really interesting, too. I'm really invested in that. So those are probably the two best parts of the show. But if you got time, watch it all. I think it was a good show. The flow was nice, which is strange because AEW Dynamite has a tendency to kind of go everywhere sometimes. but not this. I think the flow was really good tonight. So thanks for watching. Click that button. It's the like button because you like what I say. You like what you're seeing. Of course you do. You're subscribed already because you're watching the video. If you're not, what's up with that? Also go over to Jimmy Bebe, the Drip Kings video YouTube page. I'm sorry. Subscribe to that because more of my awesomely great takes. Yeah, you want to see those. And yeah, thank you again. I will see you on Tuesday morning next week for the Raw recap. And bye. Boom.